Hi, you're watching For the Win on the Twos. It's my first show, so kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. Pretty much, I'm a football freak from Connecticut. Okay? Been known to start an argument in a public place with a total stranger over a football game. So, that's pretty much what that boils down to. Today, I wanted to talk about a couple things going on in football, like the quarterback controversy plaguing the Jets and the 49ers, and, move on, talk a little bit about the historic Heisman race this year. After that, I'll give you my picks for the week, and we'll call it a day. So, let's get started. Start with the Jets on Sunday. So, Mark Sanchez can't close the deal against the Arizona Cardinals. I know. I don't get it. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. They pulled him, almost towards the end of the third quarter. And they put in Greg McElroy. What happened to Tim Tebow? Oh, he's injured. Who fucking knows how he got injured? Maybe he fucking fell off the bench. Done. But my question is this. Is the quarterback slot really what's holding them back? I mean, since 2009 when Mark Sanchez started playing for the Jets, they've had a winning record. I mean, I think their worst record, they went 8-8. And, that's not bad. That's not good, but it could be 3-9 like the Raiders. So, I don't know. I think Rex Ryan is the problem. I'm sorry, I do. He sees Tim Tebow up for grabs. He wants to start invoking this dual quarterback system when any football freak can tell you, okay? If you have more than one quarterback, you don't have a quarterback, okay? So you're taking a guy who's giving you, winning record, he's doing things. You guys get to the playoffs. You beat New England in the playoffs. Couldn't get through Pittsburgh, though. But, okay. He's just greedy. I don't know. What is he doing with Tim Tebow? Fucking nothing. He's injured. Jeez. Anyways, Rex Ryan's the problem, and I'm fucking done talking about him. Okay, so let's move on. Alex Smith versus Colin Kaepernick. Now, in Week 10, Smith ends up with a concussion. Kaepernick starts Week 11 against the Bears. Their Bears defense was number 1 that week. He put up 2 touchdowns. Big ups to him. Comes out in the next week, puts up 2 more touchdowns against the New Orleans Saints. You're thinking 2 touchdowns, BFD. Clearly, San Francisco's defense is the X factor here, okay? Clearly. They scored so many points as their offense, so, But then you have Alex Smith being quoted all over SportsCenter saying things like, all I did to lose my job was get a concussion. I'm sorry. I don't buy that for a fucking second, okay? Maybe sitting in the NFL for 6 years before you even made the fucking playoffs. Maybe that's why you lost your job. Okay? He's in the same draft class as Aaron Rodgers. You know Aaron Rodgers, right? Quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl winner. I don't know. The guy fucking took 6 years to make the playoffs. Fucking done with him. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the Heisman race this year. It's going to be historic. It's going to be a good one. Okay, so we got our finalists. Johnny Manziel for Texas A&M, Manti Te'o for Notre Dame, and Colin Klein for K-State. Now, let me just start off by saying Colin Klein pretty much invited as a courtesy. Sorry, it's true. He blew it against Baylor, and that took him out of any actual contention for a Heisman. Sorry, it's true. So, Johnny Manziel for Texas A&M. Talk about the kid, all right? They call him Johnny Football. He's an animal. He's passed for over 3,400 plus yards this season, 24 touchdowns. He's rushed for just under 1,200 yards and 19 touchdowns, okay? And he's a freshman, okay? I know. I was kind of scared, except my team's not in the SEC, so I'm not really that worried. But, it was the Aggies' first season in the SEC this year, and he only lost twice. He lost to Florida and LSU, I think. So, he did good. Real good for a freshman, redshirt freshman. Okay? I know. But it stands to reason he's only going to get better. Okay? He could be the first freshman to ever win a Heisman Trophy. Will he be? I don't know. Kind of a couple variables there. We'll get there. Don't worry. Next, we got Manti Te'o for Notre Dame. He's a linebacker. He's had over 100 tackles this season, 7 interceptions. He could be the first defensive-only player to ever win a Heisman. you know, like I said, historic. Either way. It's going either way. Either way, it's making history. So the last defensive player to ever win a Heisman Trophy was Charles Woodson in 1997. He played for Michigan. But he returned kicks on special teams, so he wasn't defensive only. There you go. Okay, so, like I said, Johnny Manziel, he's only a freshman, okay? The best finishing freshman in a Heisman race was Adrian Peterson in 2004. He finished second under Matt Leinart. You know, I think with his stats, Johnny Manziel is very deserving of a Heisman. His stats are better than Cam Newton's when he won the Heisman. His stats are better than Tim Tebow's when he won the Heisman. However, I feel like there might be, you know, too many old school votes in the Heisman voting poll to allow him to win a Heisman. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that are like, I'm not voting for a freshman. You know, and that sucks. But it's just, you know, the nature of the beast. I don't know. So, if you ask my opinion, I'm going to say Manti Te'o for Heisman. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Let me give you my picks for Week 14. You know, we'll talk about them a little bit as we go along. So, first, Denver at Oakland. I'm going Denver in this game. Oakland's, what, 3-9? Get out of here. Peyton Manning's running through them. So, next, the New York Jets at Jacksonville. You got two shitty teams. It's a coin toss, I know. I don't know. The Jets, I think, have enough talent on offense and defense to at least pull out a win against the Jaguars. I don't know. Any given Sunday, though, who knows? But I'm taking the Jets. So, next, moving on. St. Louis and Buffalo. So, if Buffalo wins this game, they will be tying their winning streak this season with 2 games. You know, I'm sorry, after watching St. Louis play against San Fran last week, I just don't see it in the cards for you, Buffalo. So, taking St. Louis in that game. Next, Dallas at Cincinnati. Now, the Dallas Cowboys played a good game last week against the Eagles. I know, the most overrated team in the NFL. I don't know. So, I don't know. I'm taking Cincinnati. I think Tony Romo shoots himself in the foot way too many times, and Cincinnati has enough talent to capitalize. And I'm not just taking them because they're my Steelers division. Okay, moving on. Kansas City at Cleveland. Now, last week I took Kansas City because, you know, that guy shot his girlfriend and himself and whatever. I figured, you know, they'd get it together and pull out a dub. I was right, they did. However, this week I don't see it happening. Sorry, I'm taking Cleveland. You know, I feel like Cleveland, maybe they're not the best team, but they're better than the Kansas City Chiefs. So, going with Cleveland. Next, Tennessee at Indianapolis. After watching Andrew Luck play in the last 2 minutes of his game last week, you know, I'm impressed. I'm going to say he has the Titans all day. You know, okay, let me just say, I wasn't a believer. I was a doubter. Okay, I thought trading Peyton Manning for Andrew Luck was the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. But I'm glad to see Peyton in Denver doing things, so, you know, we're going to give the boy a shot. All right, so Indianapolis in that game. Chicago at Minnesota. I'm fucking done with the Bears. Fucking done with them. All right, I'm done picking them. Every fucking time I pick them, they lose. And, you know, one of my only 2 losses last week was the Chicago Bears. You know, they fucking lost to Seattle. It's great. Thanks for that. Second loss, obviously, the Niners. You know, who fucking saw that shit coming? Not this guy. Okay, so anyways, Minnesota in that game. Philadelphia, Tampa Bay. I already told you, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are the most overrated team in the NFL, and I think Foles sucks, so I'm all Bucks all day. Okay, moving on, Baltimore and Washington. Now, Washington did squeak out a win against the Giants last week, and, you know, I feel like RG3, he's doing things. You know, I just don't think he's going to be doing them against Baltimore, so taking B more in that one. Next. Atlanta at Carolina. I'm rolling with the ATL. You know, why? Cam Newton sucks. Okay. Next, Miami at San Fran. There's the Dolphins. I don't know. Okay? San Francisco. All day. Okay? Next, New Orleans at New York Giants. Now, the Giants took a big hit last week when they lost to Washington Monday night. You know, I just don't see them letting it happen again. Sorry. So, going with the Giants. They got the quarterback killers on defense, you know, and I think Drew Brees better duck. So, there you go. All right, Arizona at Seattle. Now, the Cardinals are looking for a dub this week. You know, they need one. Morale's down. They got to do something. Well, they're just not going to find it in Carroll Country. Sorry, taking Seattle. Detroit at Green Bay. The Lions are going to have to wake up a little earlier in the morning if they want to steal a dub in Lambeau from the Packers. It's just not happening. I'll pack all day. Finally, Houston at New England. Now, I'm a Steeler fan, so I hate New England. I love to talk shit on them, okay? But when it comes to picking teams, they're usually a pretty safe bet. However, I feel like Houston's defense, you know, is good. It's good enough to... Technical difficulties. Sorry. Their defense is, you know, good enough to at least stop the New England offense. At least once or twice. And pretty much, that's all you got to do. You got to stop them once or twice, and then, you know, your offense has to capitalize. So, and I feel like Houston's offense is, you know, good enough to capitalize. So, I mean, mostly because New England's defense is completely atrocious, and I pretty much feel like they're going to get murdered. So, Houston in that game. All right, so that's it for this week. I hope to see you next week. If you have any comments or anything, you know, I like to trash talk a little football bullshit. So you can send all your emails and questions and comments and everything like that to my email address, which is the2s.ftw@gmail.com. So, you know, hit me up. I'll trash talk with you. Kind of good, kind of light. So that's it, and hopefully I see you next week.